So my name is Matt Taylor. I work for the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation as a senior policy analyst within the Office of Policy and Sustainable Practices. And my specialty, I really am responsible for kind of two areas of work. So I do about 50% sustainability work. So I manage a team that administers and oversees sustainability programs that serve the business community of Tennessee. And then I also have about 50% of my work is around environmental policy, and that ranges from anything from understanding how the state will implement new federal regulations to helping a division learn how to or assess how to overcome budgetary shortfall sort of issues to looking at emerging contaminants. So it's a really diverse portfolio. I'm not really an expert at anything, but I do a lot at the surface level. Yeah, so I first heard about Beahrs ELP in a meeting with representatives from the Harvard Food Law and Policy Clinic. And so they were helping us in Tennessee think about legislation that we could enact to help address food waste in the state. And one of the people from Harvard was actually talking about applying to the Beahrs program. And I, asked some questions. I thought that sounded really cool and ended up applying and getting into the program. So what made me want to get involved with Beahrs ELP is the fact that I work for the State Environmental Agency of Tennessee in a policy role, and I'm not formally trained in environmental policy. I've inhabited a number of different academic and professional sort of arenas. I'm not really an expert at anything, but the opportunity to come to Berkeley and engage with some of the foremost experts from around the world on environmental policy, sustainability, was an opportunity that I wanted to at least take a shot at, and so luckily here I am. University of California, Berkeley has a very prestigious sort of academic lore associated with it, and rightfully so. It's home to some of the world's foremost experts in the various fields that fall under environmental policy, sustainability, energy, and so on. And so the opportunity to hear lectures from them, interact with some of these experts, the really global experts, is pretty amazing opportunity. For me, also coming to the program from the U.S., I've learned, I think, just about as much from my colleagues that are here attending from around the world as from the professors themselves. And so the opportunity to go to dinner with somebody from Papua New Guinea or Belize and learn about their environmental policies and their challenges, which aren't dissimilar from some of the things we're dealing with in the Southeast, is a phenomenal opportunity in its own right. When I was applying for the program, it talked about bringing mid-career professionals and leaders from around the world together to study. And being here, it's very easily recognizable that these people are, in fact, leaders in their respective fields. You have two people in our program this year that helped set the intended nationally determined contributions for their countries to the Paris Climate Agreement. You have people that are making huge gains in land conservation. In Chile, you have really amazing organizations or representatives of organizations that are working with indigenous and traditional communities across the world. So the quality of leaders that are at this program has been one of the most surprising things to me. Really, part of the experience in itself is the opportunity to learn from your peers and collaborate with them, because in the environmental space and sustainability space, a lot of the challenges that we're facing, especially climate change, are global issues or issues that cross-cut, ethnicities, demographics, and other sort of barriers. And so, there's a lot of things that I've learned from my colleagues that I'm anxious to get home and apply in Tennessee. So part of the allure of the Beahrs ELP program is its home here at University of California, Berkeley, which is easily recognized as one of the leading institutions for environmental policy and sustainability in the world. And so the opportunity to come to Berkeley, to interact with professors and honestly, global experts in the field that I work in is a pretty amazing experience. So I definitely have looked or have enjoyed that aspect of the program. So the Beahrs ELP program is really unique in that it is bringing leaders from around the world together to study and talk about environmental policy, sustainability, conservation, management issues. And I think just in the first week and a half that the program has been taking place, we've already seen all sorts of synergies amongst peers, opportunities for exchanging best practices, whether it's as simple as exchanging best practices for financing or conservation easements or other mechanisms to enable us to do our jobs more effectively. The Beahrs ELP program does, I think, just at its core in bringing us together, promote and encourage and facilitate global exchange of ideas and relationships.